Hi, keeping it real here. Here's a quick long video. So what's life been like without a working battery, very high agile rates, and having just moved across to Octopus Outgoing from deemed export. Now my deemed export was averaging about £14 a month, so it wasn't a hell of a lot to take a chance on, so I thought, well, carry on with this. But with agile rates being so high, was it worth it? That's what I want to show you here. So March, we'll start with March. We know Agile was higher before, but then I had a battery. But I haven't had a battery, a working Powervault battery, since March or April. I can't even remember when yeah, it was March. So basically March, I was totally reliant on solar export to make any gains. Without solar, I was going to be paying a hell of a lot of money. And here you can see it. So say 16th of March, the total net cost is £1.38, but that's because I've had some solar there. Okay, and this carries on. You can see there, these are the figures. That this is a horrendous day for solar export. I exported 0.7 kilowatt hours, got hit for £2. So yes, very important that solar exported a hell of a lot. Now, even with exports, it wasn't worth having exports unless you had solar access in the peak time, because peak time you get a good decent rate, like you get like 17p, 15p, that kind of rate. So it's very important that the solar kicked in late rather than early. Let's have a look at my figures for March. I'll have a look for March. There's March. Oh, I've only got figures. Oh, we can't have a look at figures for March because they're not available to me. Okay, so let's move on to April. So what are my figures for April? So April was getting better, but I was still being hit with bad solar days. So there was times where it was touch and go. Should I move to go faster or not? I look at my figures and think which one's cheaper, so I work it out. If I was on go faster, it would cost me this. Funnily enough, it's still more expensive for me because I don't have this battery to take advantage of the 5p rate. It was, April again, 2nd of April, net cost penny, quite happy with that. Had a good solar day, and as you can see, at the end is where I want my solar to be. There you go, no solar, no gains, cost me a lot of money. So he wipes it out. Same again here. This is a good sort of charge. So what we do, or what we've kind of figured out, is that use the machines when the export, you're even with solar access, use the machines when you're getting less money for your exports, rather than using your machines thinking, oh, it's free anyway, with solar. But no, this way I'm still making some money out of it. So that's basically April. Now, if I show you my figures for April, there we go. So April, my bill came to £5.02. Happy as Larry. I mean, you can't complain, considering £6.30 of the total is standing charge and VAT. So not bad at all. But the import unit rate of 11.57 compared to my average last year of 4.49. Brexit has really messed up my unit rates. I would have made more, it would have been a better figure if I'd been on last year's figures. So April, I paid £5.02p. Okay. We move on to May. May basically started off the same, very expensive, bad solar days. I was exporting, like if here, I'm exporting 9, I'm making 91, but it's still costing me money. The rates are just so high. Look at that, 17 pence, my average import unit rate, compared to me making 8.32. 8.32 is because I was having a good solar access day, but post-peak, for 4 p.m. it wasn't exporting much, so it kind of not as good. Same here, 17p. So you can see May has become very expensive. 18.99p, 17p. So what I want to do is to show what did May cost me. Okay, so having such high rates, what did May actually cost me with a mixture of solar and high rates? Cost me £11.13. May was £11.13. I mean, when you go through the day, you think it's going to be horrendous, but with just that little bit of solar access, you know, it's making a difference. Where it's gone from I could really be hurt badly financially to this isn't bad, and May wasn't bad at all. I'm happy with May. So how did we do in June? June, you know, we lived in hope that June would be a fantastic solar day, and if we start there, June starts off in a negative, low numbers, up a pound on 4th of June, low numbers, and then suddenly, middle of the month, the weather went haywire and hardly any solar export. If we look at that, hardly any, but the rates were so high. Look at the rates, 19.66. So the rates basically started killing me, £2.30. So suddenly June, from being a good month, where I was on about £1 total cost, it's suddenly become crazy. You can see the figures there. It made a lot of difference in June, because June basically went haywire on the solar front, and so I ended up on just one lower number. After that, it was just bad. It was fairly high. So let's have a look at June figures. So June, I paid £9.40, even with such high numbers. My average import unit rate was 17.88, and I was making 9.27p back. So even with such high numbers, I still didn't do too badly. It's not as good, but it's not too bad. So that was June. And how are we doing in July? Now, July has been goodish. Yeah, I'd say it's been goodish. We've had one or two bad days where, you know, I paid £1 there on 3rd of July. The rates are super high. Look at this, 21p. So it's cost me 21p, and even with such high rates, I've ended up with a 54p cost. So can't complain. So, you know, it's been touching. It's literally is Russian roulette with the electricity. Look at the rates here: 19p, 20p. But I was again looking at what it would have cost me with Go Faster. Agile was there or thereabouts, so it wasn't worth changing. I lived in the hope that the solar would kick in one day, and as you can see there, still paying out. It's still positive numbers, and you know, solar's kicking in, but solar would finish at about 4 o'clock, so it meant that I wasn't actually making any real money at times. So it was, you know, it was just giving me cheap rate export at the time. There you go. And suddenly, I think here, you start making negative numbers again. 13th, 14th. This is during our heat wave. And 16th, net gain. So at the moment, my now, yeah, the 18th, which is yesterday, by the way, is an interesting one, because yesterday, you can see it's cost me 66p. I mean, literally wiped out a lot of my gains that I'd been making over the days before. So if I go back and have a look at my July figures now, so from there to the 18th, I'm on £2.17. So that's my total cost at the moment, £2.17 in July. However, if I go back just one day, I do that just one day less. So till the 17th, it was £1.51. So I've taken a hit yesterday with high rates and not enough excess solar. So that just shows how bad it can be. And my average has gone up to negative 19p a day, with a cost of 19.87 and an export average of 10.69p. So you can see at the moment, yes, I am going to carry on with what I've got at the moment. Outgoing and Octopus Agile. Octopus Outgoing is still making it worth having. However, I think this is likely to change at any moment, because the rates are just so high, and if solar dies in August, then I'll have to change over. It's totally dependent on solar, but my current planning is to keep going till end of August, before moving on to Go Faster for the winter, and then taking a hit across. Go Faster will give me 3p a kilowatt, so it's negligible. But yeah, so that's the plan. Now the second problem that I've got is, or not problem, but I applied for the government green grant when they first announced it, and I've just got it. So it looks very likely that I'll be getting a air source heat pump to heat the house. I'm looking at getting the high temperature version or the hybrid version, which works with gas, half and half. I don't want to change all the radiators because everything's new here. So most likely hybrid at the moment is winning in my mind, because it's quite a lot of unknown. But will I be getting a new battery? I don't think so at the moment. I have got 2 Powervaults on order, but I'm looking to cancel that because I want to see how much access solar I'll have with an air source heat pump, because I'll have less. So I'm debating on what to do on that one, but that'll be in the near future. I should know. Anyhow, I hope this video has helped somebody decide whether Agile is worth keeping, because I was a big proponent or supporter of Agile when I first moved across, but now I'm having literally a battle every day to see if it's worth keeping. But anyway, hope you liked the video. Sorry about the length. Please like and subscribe if you like it, and if you don't. So thank you for watching.